reality. We are Nigeria Info.
Listen to me, I said this is a real situation and the government has to do something about it.
You're trying to insinuate all these people losing Nigeria's money? You think
This is Nigeria Info, in the heart of Nigeria. 92.3. We are Nigeria Info.
Our freedom depends on our proactive responsibilities.
Let's talk, act, and be about development.
With one voice, our potential is realized. This is your number one news, talk, and sports radio station. 92.3 Nigeria Info. I am listening.
And now, hard facts.
Hard facts with Dayo.
Good afternoon to you and welcome to the show. It is Hard Facts 90.3 Nigeria Info here in Port Harcourt. I'm Dayo. 12 minutes gone past 3 p.m. and the conversation is started on today's edition of it. Today being Thursday, of course. Welcome once again. I hope you've had a fine Thursday so far and things are looking up and doing great. And by the way, how did it go yesterday? Yesterday, the first day since the curfew has been lifted by the governor. What did you do yesterday? Let's talk about it for a moment. I'm quite curious. You can send me a message on via WhatsApp on 0809 030 6416. That's 0809 030 6416 via WhatsApp. What did you do yesterday? First day, of course, once again since that was yesterday. Since the curfew has been lifted, pardon me. Welcome once again. Now, on today's edition of the show, quite a few matters we're going to be discussing as usual. We'll get into those in a moment. I do have side comments coming up, random stories, random thoughts of mine on these random stories, which will not be discussed now, of course, until later on during the open season segment, which comes up after the major news at 6 p.m. After today's side comments, as usual, I do have a rant coming up as well, something in my mind, expressing some thoughts on it. And you're welcome to express your thoughts and mine till about 4 p.m. Now, we've got the business news coming up. After that, Kemi Adeosun has been cleared. Yep. Well, going with the story from the Vanguard newspaper, NYC saga. Court clears ex-finance minister Kemi Adeosun. A bit of that story before moving on. The Abuja Division of the Federal High Court on Wednesday cleared the former Minister of Finance, Mrs. Kemi Adeosun, of the controversy that trailed her alleged non-participation in the National Youth Service Corps NYC scheme. Adeosun, who served as Minister of Finance under President Muhammadu Buhari from November 11, 2015 to September 14, 2018, voluntarily resigned the position over an allegation that she illegally obtained her NYC exemption certificate. She subsequently approached the court through her lawyer, Chief Wole Olanikpekun SAN, to determine her eligibility or otherwise to take part in the NYC scheme. Now, the Attorney General of the Federation was cited as the sole defendant in the suit. Delivering judgment in the matter on Wednesday, Justice Taiwo held that the former finance minister, being a British citizen, was not qualified to take part in the NYC as at the time she graduated at the age of 22. Justice Taiwo held that when Adeosun formally returned to the country and became a Nigerian citizen at over 30 years, she was also not eligible to present herself for the NYC service. The court further held that plaintiff did not require a discharge certificate of NYC to qualify to contest the election to the House of Reps or be appointed as a minister in Nigeria. Well, I'll stop there for now. Is the ex-finance minister completely cleared, or are there still questions that have been left unanswered? My guest, Barrister Richard Bokocha, will join me for that conversation in the 4 o'clock hour. That takes us to 5. 5, we've got the news update coming up. And Nigerians still await a new electoral law. Yes, National Assembly to pass Electoral Act Amendment Bill in 2 weeks. That's according to Senate President Lawan. You can find that story in the Premium Times. President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, says the National Assembly is working towards passing the Electoral Act Amendment Bill in the next 2 weeks. Lawan said this at the inauguration of Mr. Bimbola Yusuf as Chief Commissioner of the Public Complaints Commission. He's urged Nigerians who were not comfortable with certain clauses in the ongoing amendment to take their complaints to their representatives for consideration before the passage of the bill. Okay? We'll be talking about that as well. What is the significance of the amendment to the electoral process, especially as we approach the much anticipated 2023 general elections coming up then? I'll be speaking with a politician. Samuel Wanasike, his chairman, Equity Local Government Area, will be my guest in the 5 o'clock hour for that conversation. Headlines 5:30, major news at 6. An open season afterwards, during which if you miss out on any matter discussed in the show, I'll take your thoughts at that time. Pretty much that's the show for today. So, let's see. Some side comments, random stories, random thoughts. Now, I asked earlier on, yesterday was day 1 of the curfew being lifted by the governor. What did you do with it? Usually by 8:30 or thereabouts, you're either scampering home, or you're home already, afraid, not wanting to encounter our gallant officers, yeah. So, what happened yesterday? Alright, Marley from Transamadi says, I drove home like a normal human being yesterday. Okay, well, that's something, I suppose. Marcia Adela goes, I did nothing different from other nights. I usually don't stay out till 8:30 p.m, whether curfew or not. I stayed out till 12 a.m. for the first time in 2 months, and I had fun. That's from Precious Alex. I had a night out yesterday and destroyed a couple of bottles with asu peppered goat meat. That's in Charles. That sounds like it was fun. I just took a walk last night around my area at OGRA just to observe things last night and to know if the night business has fully returned, but nothing serious. It was like people are used to the curfew at night already. Oh, alright. Yesterday after work I went to it's mentioned a very popular joint in GRA. Stayed till 12 p.m, moved to another, is mentioned another popular joint. Stayed there till 1 a.m, then moved to another place till 3 a.m. It was fun seeing friends again. The 2-month curfew looked like it has lasted for a year. The feelings was that of students returning to school for the first time after a long holiday. That's from Obina. So you go to all these places you mentioned to receive lectures. That's quite fascinating, really. All right, great. So good to see that folks had fun yesterday. That's a great thing. And businesses are back in full swing, especially those in the entertainment recreation industry, and that's good for them, I suppose. So let's go to today's side comments, random stories, and random thoughts that caught my attention earlier on today. Oyibo residents, or some of them at least, are wondering if they are still part of Rivers State after the military in the area decided to enforce a 7 p.m. curfew. Now, this is after Governor Iesomike lifted a 2-month curfew imposed on the entire state. Some of the residents who spoke to our correspondent alleged that they were harassed and assaulted by soldiers yesterday evening as the statewide curfew ended. The military has been in Oyibo for about 8 months now. They were deployed to the area after the NSAS protest escalated in October last year. It was gathered that they are yet to leave because no directive has been given to do so. The police hierarchy in Oyigbo also say they are yet to receive any clarification from the Commissioner of Police, but Friday Eboka on the curfew in Oyigbo. It would be good. I imagine whatever the situation is, it's deliberate, and I do believe strongly that the Rivers State government, or the governor especially, has not forgotten Oyigbo or what's happening over there. So it will be good if there's a statement from the government to clarify issues, to let Oyigo people know that they're not forgotten, and that the government does have a policy that it is following up on or implementing at the moment. A statement will be nice, to clear the air. And very important, once again, to let people of Oyigo know that, that they are a part of Rivers State and they've not been forgotten by government. But whatever the situation is, whether or not the curfew still persists in Oyigo, it will be nice as well. It will be good that security agents also comport themselves properly and do not harass people, civilians, needlessly. There's no point doing that. They are human beings like you. They're Nigerian citizens also. And just because you wear a uniform, why are you angry, by the way? I think I need to ask security officials this question. Why are you guys angry? Why are you always angry? Why do you always want to beat up someone and maltreat them? I mean, why are you angry? Really? I don't quite get it. Earlier I was out today. I think it was somewhere in the Trans-Amadi area or thereabouts, and there was this police escort, police team escorting what looked like a bullion vehicle, an armored bullion vehicle, I suppose, some armored vehicle, possibly transporting something, I don't know, some expensive, maybe cash from a bank or whatever. And the way that the security guys were hitting people's vehicles, you don't. I mean, it's enough that you got to siren on, and folks were doing their best to make some space for you to park. You don't have to hit people's vehicles. You don't always have to maltreat other people. Why are you angry? Who are you angry at? Once again, the Nigerians who are driving on the road with you or that you encounter are not the ones holding the money for the button of your uniform. They're not the ones holding the money that you're supposed to use to buy your boots. They're not the ones holding your salaries. They're not the ones. So why are you angry at them? Why do you want to destroy their vehicles and beat them up every time you encounter them? Why? Why? All right, let's see. What else caught my attention today? Chairman of Andoni Local Government Area, Erastus Owoti, says his administration will go tough on any cult group that fails to denounce cultism and surrender their arms in the ongoing peace process initiated by traditional rulers in the area. Mr. Owoti said this while addressing traditional rulers and chiefs at a quarterly strategic meeting of the Andoni Council of Traditional Rulers at the council headquarters in Ngo Town. He also said his administration is part of the ongoing peace process to ensure that normalcy returns to the area. Let's hear what the council chairman had to say about this latest in a series of peace initiatives that appears to be I don't know. It appears to be the preferred modus operandi in dealing with common criminals, aka cultists.
The window that the chiefs have opened for you to embrace peace, that the council is totally in support of it, and the council is backing it fully. And so if you think that the council chairman will come and call you tomorrow and give you money to make peace, sorry, let me tell you that we cannot beg you forever. Once we get those who are willing to turn away from sin, as it were, who are willing to turn away from destruction, who are willing to turn to serenity, those that stay behind, the whole of Andoni will come against you, and I'm sure you cannot survive.
Council Chairman, I have a question, Honorable. Why are you even begging them at all? I mean, what's the point of begging at... Why do we beg criminals in this country? I don't quite understand it, really. Why do we have a habit of begging criminals? Because the council chairman is saying that we won't beg them forever. Why do we beg them at all? They are criminals. We beg criminals in Nigeria, and we deal decisively with innocent, law-abiding citizens. That's what we do in Nigeria. If some Nigerians, for example, say they want to march the government house tomorrow or some other public location, say, okay, in a law-abiding, peaceful way, we want to express our displeasure about something. You will hear the police will release a statement. Honorables and excellencies will deal decisively. Anybody that tries to deal, we will deal decisive. If show up, come now, we will deal decisively with you. You will find even the police also what we call cocking their guns, releasing safety, threatening to shoot. But when it comes to criminals, we will start, we are appealing to the cultists. We are appealing to them to sheathe their sword. We want peace. So we are engaging. See, we are engaging with the cultists. We are engaging with the criminals. We are engaging. We are begging them, but we can't beg forever. Why? Goodness gracious! What is going wrong with us? What is going wrong with us? Udodi on via WhatsApp says, it's because they are our children. That is why we beg them. Okay, Udodi, how about our children who are not criminals? Why do we deal decisively with those ones? So, is it only criminals who are our children? How about law-abiding citizens? Are they not our children? We deal decisively with law-abiding citizens, and then we beg criminals. Oh my. All right, I think I'm going to wrap it up on today's edition of for the side comments. I think that's where I'm going to wrap it up. So the CP, Booker Friday, CP of River State. I'd like you to ask your officers why are they angry? Why are they angry? Why are they angry with civilians? Why? Please ask them that question. Maybe you can just send out a form to all your police formations or your stations in River State and ask them that question. Just ask them why are you angry? All right, so that's a wrap on today's edition of the show. Let's see. No, for today's side comment studies, I go on a break. When I return, okay, I'm getting some comments via WhatsApp now. I think I'll read those first. Okay, talking about why we beg criminals. They have structure for rigging elections for the politicians. We beg them because they are unknown. These criminals today were our tools and errand boys yesterday. Quite fascinating indeed. Okay, all right. So that's a wrap. Once again, I go for a break. When I return, today's round comes up. Please stay with us.
We give the facts.
News entirely.
We give the evidence. Just to keep you informed.
News, weather. I get my information top of the hour every hour.
92.3 Nigeria Info.
Are you running late and can't make it down to our Rumuokoro office to book your commercials? Don't worry, because you can take advantage of our marketing office inside Port Harcourt to book your commercials. It is located at Shop 9 Mediatrix of All Graces Plaza, opposite FIRS Stadium Road, Port Harcourt. You can also call our sales rep on 0817-001-8162. That's 0817-001-8162.
Keeping up with political issues and developments around you, only on Nigeria Info.
And now, Hard Facts.
Hard Facts with Dayo.
Welcome back to Hard Facts 90.3 Nigeria Info here in Port Harcourt. I'm Dio. It's 29 minutes gone past 3 p.m. I'd like to run for just a bit. Something in my mind. I'll be expressing some thoughts on it. And you're welcome to express your thoughts and mine all the way till 4 p.m. Yeah, all the way till 4. No jokes today. No drama. Nothing funny about today's rant because it's a very serious matter, a very serious one, and I think that I don't think, I'm convinced it's something that government needs to pay attention to, that all of us actually, all of us need to pay attention to people in government, citizens, leaders, followers, organizations, groups. We need to do something about this. Very, very important thing. But I'd like to read some story from more of our news from earlier today, because it was from this piece of news that I got the inspiration for today's rant. Coordinator of the Rivers State Response Team on Violence Against Persons, Tombari Dumka-Kote, is concerned over the rising cases of child trafficking and abuse in the state. Mr. Dumka-Kote spoke to our correspondent shortly after his team took a 13-year-old boy off the streets. Now, he said the boy has been sleeping under the Rumuokoro Flyover in Port Harcourt for weeks after he ran away from home following the incessant abuse by his guardian. Here's what he said.
In the past 1 week, we've recovered 5 children, all being trafficked into the state by various persons, and we are really saddened by this. This is really pathetic. Apart from himself, Chizon Paul has also told us that there are 6 other children who also sleep under the flyover with him, and they all fled home. From the stories he listened them tell him that they don't go to school, they've been sent by those they are staying with to go and either sell pure water or hawk on the street.
Now, he said his team will work with relevant authorities to see that all those involved in trafficking children into the state without proper care will be prosecuted. Meanwhile, the 13-year-old boy who has been sleeping under the Rumuokoro Flyover for weeks said he hawked sachet water for his guardian.
I'm living with my auntie Mary, and my auntie now gave me to his friend, so he will train me. So we now reach in Patako. The person that carried me, he's doing dry cleaner. I'm selling pure water for him, and he now started beating me. I now run away and stay in Rumuokoro. I slept in Rumuokoro in 3 weeks, and I want to go back to my village.
Now, kudos to Tombari Dumka-Kote and his team at the River State Response Team on Violence Against Persons for the great job that they're doing. But as far as I'm concerned, the fact is we have a ticking time bomb on our hands. And if we do not do with it, if we do not defuse this bomb, it's eventually going to go off. It eventually will detonate, and the explosion is going to be cataclysmic. And by that time, it's going to be way out of our hands, and it will take so much more to contend with and deal with the after effect of the explosion. This 13-year-old boy and the other persons listed, for me, are examples of several others like them that we see on our roads every single day. And it's almost impossible that you've traversed some part of Port Harcourt, especially recently or not so recently, and you haven't encountered some of these children. A lot of them boys, by the way. You probably have encountered some young boys who insist on wiping or cleaning or washing your car windshield, or even if you're in some public transportation vehicle, you must have encountered these young boys who insist on wiping the windshield of the vehicle, whether it's a bus or a taxi, whatever it is. Now, I feel certain that the circumstances of some of those boys, even if not all of them, at least some of them, might be similar to that of this 13-year-old boy. And what we're doing, and what it appears to me that we're not paying that much attention. Yes, we get irritated by them. I see that happen a lot when people try to shoo them away and ask them to not clean their windshield, and sometimes they still end up spraying that liquid soap on your windshield and want to forcefully, and whether or not you let them, they are begging there, some of them forcefully begging that you give them something, because that's why they're tempted to clean your windshield in the first place, hoping that you will give them something, money of course. And once again, you're very likely irritated by that, and you shoo them away, and you shout at them, and that's it. But I think that we need to pay more attention to what is going on, to this trend, because the end cannot be a good thing. We must pay attention to what's going on. There are several negative end results of this, and even at the moment there are several negatives, but I think a major negative would be that we are creating a massive pool of individuals who are going to create a major security concern, possibly even now already, but definitely in the future. If we do not attend to this situation, if we do not attend to why they're on the street, what are they doing there, what are their conditions, what are their circumstances, and deal with it now, the bomb will go off eventually. It will go off inevitably, and you don't have to be a soothsayer or a prophet even to figure this one out. It's just common sense. The government must pay attention to this. Organizations, groups, individuals, we must pay attention to this, and something has to be done. Not that government bears a major responsibility here, but there might be individuals or groups or organizations that could do something as well. But the point is, something must be done about this situation. During my side comments just a while ago, I was talking about a local government chairman who is begging cultists in his local government area and saying he won't beg them forever. Now these boys are the people that they will be begging tomorrow. This local government chairman will be begging these boys tomorrow, because there are those that he's begging today. He will beg these ones tomorrow as well if we do not pay attention to them now. Whatever their circumstances are, they have potentials. They could help us build more flyovers tomorrow, or they could turn out to be the people that local government chairman will be begging tomorrow. The question is, which do we want? Do we want them to be people who are building bridges and building roads and building aircraft and building technology and building websites and building IT and building innovation tomorrow? Or do we want them to be people that we are going to be begging, like Honorable is begging cultists in his LGA? That's a fundamental question. But one thing is this: one of the two will inevitably happen. The question is, which do we want to happen? By folding our arms, by doing nothing, something will eventually happen. If we act now, we can have future engineers amongst them. We can have future IT people among them. We can have future innovative persons among them. If we do nothing, inevitably, we are going to be begging them tomorrow. Begging them to not kill us. Begging them to not rob us. Begging them to not kidnap us. Begging them. The question is, which do we want? On that note, I end my rant. Thanks for listening. I hope I didn't bore you. Any thoughts on my let's hear it. Numbers to the same line to open. We got 0817 93 0002, 0817 93 0003, 0817 93 0007 as well. We're live on Facebook.com/Nigeria Info PH. WhatsApp is on 0809 0306416. That's 0809 0306416 via WhatsApp. I'll be going to the phone lines right now. Let's see. Hello, Hard Factor, welcome. Hello?
Hello?
Hi, you're welcome. Go ahead. Once again, numbers are 0817 93 0002, 0817 93 0003, 0817 93 0007. Hello, Hard Factor, welcome.
Adedayo, how are you?
Very well, thank you. Go ahead.
Thank you for going to the root of the matter, I mean the foundation. This is one of our biggest problems in Nigeria. We don't talk about the cause. We now talk about the manifestation. And what you just said, this is one of the best rounds so far. The issue is so pathetic that you don't know how to handle it. There are in two categories. There are the ones who don't have anybody to actually cater for them. They are the ones who somebody went to the village, picked them because they came from a very low family and promised their parents heaven and earth just to take them and begin to use them as they like. They are in the cities. They are everywhere. They are here in the south. They are there in the north. You go to the north, you see what they call the Armageddon system. You pity for Nigeria. And the pathetic thing is that there is no program on ground to actually manage this situation, just like you are lamenting. They are not thinking about tomorrow. Whether we beg them tomorrow to come out, or tomorrow they will be useful. You see, this is one of the biggest problems of Nigeria as well. They don't think about how will this thing culminate tomorrow. Nobody cares. All we hear now is presidency, zoning, go this way, and the jingles of foundations. That your global foundation everywhere. So that by next year they will start printing caps and T-shirts, and our people will come from the hinterland to sing praises. It's a pity.
Absolutely, sir. Great to hear from you. Manny from Rumuokoro, you're welcome. Go ahead.
Hello, Dayo.
Hello.
Good evening.
Hi, go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Manny from Rumuokoro.
Go ahead.
Dayo, the issue is very, very pathetic, I must tell you. Like you rightly said, we are already begging. This is not far. The begging is not far any longer. Because on our roads now, you can see the way the youth, the children are just all over everywhere. Every traffic, anywhere you see hold up, you see them, rampaging. This one now, they are just forcing it on you now. And, I was discussing with a friend last time that, okay, where do we start from here? Because the crowd now, the crowd now is beyond what we used to see. And they are just growing in their numbers. So I don't know. But we have started begging already. Because I could remember 2-3 nights ago, around Rumuokoro at night, they were all carrying sticks. You see these children between the ages of 13, 14, 12, hitting cars. He hit a woman. I was trying to even stop for the other one said, I said, what? Look at the kind of chaos we are causing there. Dayo, I'm telling you, this is out of hand already. I don't know if the authorities, if they seem to be doing something about it, I think it will help. Let them just try. Thank you for bringing up this topic.
You're welcome, man. Great to hear from you. Michael from out of George to call back if you can. Via WhatsApp, Abe and the girls. These children are not from the state. The government should bundle them and send them packing. We have enough problem on our hands as a state. It is River State, not charity state. Well, Abe, Andy, I think that's an overly simplistic way to look at it. Whether or not they're from River State, the fact is that we have a problem on our hands and it has to be dealt with. Whether they are indigenes or not, I don't think is the most important thing here. Of course, if they are being shipped in from other places, that is something that should be considered as well. That's if they're being trafficked, and the government must do something to stop that, because child trafficking is a problem. But don't make it sound like they're enemies of the state. They are not from the state, so we should just bundle them. It doesn't work. That's not a solution to the problem. Good afternoon. I blame the parents. A man that has nothing doing and he lives in a bacha will go ahead and give birth to 10 children and no proper education. At the end, they will constitute nuisance in society. That's Sam. So if that's what's going on, government also has a responsibility to educate people. And, well, once again, you can't stop. You can't go into the man in the bacha. You can't go into his house and stop his procreation activities. So we have to deal with the problem nonetheless. I've got Michael on the line. Michael, you're welcome. Go on.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hi, Michael. Go ahead.
Yeah, so thanks for the topic you brought up today. And I'm really enjoying your show. I've always been a great listener to this show all the time.
Thank you very much.
So anyways, this problem you're talking about, I think Nigeria has an issue with it. Because some years back in late 90s, I was opportune to go to the north. And I saw this little boy begging everywhere, just like what is happening right now. And I said that someday this thing is going to happen. And eventually it happened. It turned out that that's a recruiting area for the Boko Haram and the terrorists going on. And if the government doesn't wake up right now, just like you said, if they don't wake up, it's going to become disastrous. You know, all government entities need to come together and look for alternatives on how to bring these kids together and put them into useful, productive something. You know?
Absolutely.
So I just
Michael.
hope and pray it doesn't go beyond what it is right now. Somebody's going to wake up somewhere and do something about it.
Really hope so too, Michael. Okay, Michael from Ada George is going again. Via Facebook, Engineer Gotson goes, good afternoon, Don. It's sad that some parents at this level of civilization still give out their little children to uncles and relatives, all in the name of trading them in the town or city. These children end up being the problem for society in future. Personally, I feel poverty is a contributing factor, and even some people, especially women, are wicked. Seriously? Women are wicked? Abdul Jimo goes, when I heard the news this morning, I felt like crying. This is coming across the country which has given birth to what we're witnessing today as insecurity, kidnapping, bandits, and Boko Haram. Very pathetic indeed. I've got Henry from GRA. You're welcome. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Daya. I can say without any fear of contradiction that most of the warlords and big-time robbers we have in time, that was how they started. They were on the streets. They were left and seen as petty beggars. Eventually, they grew up, get involved with other big boys who are in the business. They pick them up, inculcate them, and turn them into big criminals. The government and the authorities should know this. And what they should do is to begin to set up these boys. Like you rightly said, all these boys who are on the road trying to clean the waste stream, they are the people that will become potential terrorists too. All the big men in their big houses that are carrying security, for Madame and the students going to school and all that. These boys on the street will become the threat to their own children tomorrow.
Absolutely.
So it is important that government should do something about it. It is a very right observation you have made through your rank, and the authorities should do something about it. Thank you.
You're welcome, Henry. That's it. Via WhatsApp, Daya, good day. Why wouldn't... Alright, good day. Why wouldn't the local government chairman beg cult boys to surrender their arms instead of flushing them out from the surface of the earth? It's unfortunate, thank God. Alright, good day, you're right. It's not a joke at all. I'm really scared and at the same time heartbroken whenever I see these boys and girls on the streets. Those that pick them from villages use them here as slaves. But here now is my concern. What are the parents themselves doing, giving birth to more than they can care for in this 21st century? Recently, where I live, a young boy of 23 beat up his mom to death for not giving him money to go and smoke. Thanks. That's from John. Oh my goodness. Wow. Hello, Don. This situation will surely persist until our government at all levels stop playing lip service to the welfare of the citizenry. If basic amenities are provided, let free education be free indeed and not audio like we have here in the state. Mass enlightenment of the dangers of giving out your children to foster parents who end up abusing them. Which is only from Port Harcourt said that. We got Michael. Michael, you're welcome.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Is this Michael from Ada George?
Yes.
Finally, we get to talk. You're welcome. Go ahead.
The topic you're discussing is very, very important. The other day I was driving. I stopped at that Pepperoni junction by Iwofe, and I overheard the discussion. These guys were discussing this young kids he's talking about. One of them was talking on how he went to a popular prostitute joint in town, somewhere around OG Road, to patronize those girls. I was just imagine, what if this guy contracts HIV virus? I was just wondering, as little as he is, he has known those places. Now, if you come to town, we have many of them. They sell drugs now. They sit on the table, slicing cracks. These little boys. I mean, some of them now they now do couriers for the drug barons because you hardly suspect them. So they sell these drugs to people. So it's whether they are from Rivers or they are not from Rivers, they are Nigerians. I believe they are Nigerians. Some of them are from my tribe, some from your tribe. But the government must now thank God that the governor commissioned one rehab center the other day.
Yeah.
They should rehab these boys. Should get these kids, not just organizing media show and people clapping hands
and unveiling plaque
and giving 200 million naira for people to organize dance. And people are here wanting that kind of money to change their lives. 200 million will go a long way to help these kids.
Absolutely.
Instead of dashing 200 million, dashing 50 million to buy rice and gari at the place whenever he comes. The children are there begging money, causing nuisance. So nobody should say whether they are from Rivers or not. But if this crime explodes as we talk, it will affect everybody.
Absolutely.
So it's not about where they come from. Thank you, Dario, for this public enlightenment.
You're welcome, Michael. I've got Chris on the line. Chris from Artillery, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Hello, Chris.
I'm hearing you.
Go
It's a
ahead,
very good idea. Thank you for your... But I don't know.
Oh, my. Hello, Chris. I think Chris may have to call back. Back to Facebook. Cyril goes, it's so sad. Trafficking is a crime, absolutely. Trafficking in anything, I suppose, is a crime. Especially trafficking in human beings or trafficking in children for that matter. Absolutely terrible. Something must be done about it. Via WhatsApp, good evening, Don. It's really appalling how social welfare is neglected in our country. Everyone has a role to play, but the government has a better role, or bigger role. These kids are citizens too. Why are these kids not picked up and put in foster homes like it is done in saner climes? Also make policies to limit the number of children for each home. For those trafficking children, why are these trafficking routes not tracked and truncated? This is a way of being proactive on the fight against insecurity. Tomorrow they come with, we will deploy 5,000 men to XYZ places. It is pitiable. Absolutely so. So instead of waiting for tomorrow when we are going to now deploy and then declare curfews again and or shut down whole communities, like this WhatsApp message says, that I just read out, it's a proactive way, in the fight against insecurity. Let's not wait until we'll start begging them. And the previous caller said, well, the begging is not far away. It's here already, Still via WhatsApp, what do you want government to do when they know they are going to use them tomorrow as political thugs? Oh well, I mean, you may have a point there. They need to build structure and ensure that they still remain on ground. All right. Well, good afternoon, Dial. Every man should know his financial status. You can't bite more than you can chew. Every bookie with his own kettle. I blame the parents for all this. Young Anif, Captain Young Anif from Bugimat said that. Yeah, you do have a point. When people give birth to children they can't cater for, it poses a problem. Absolutely, no doubt about that. But then again, they've done it. The problem has been created. The problem must be solved, and that's the simple truth. How do we solve this problem now? We can talk about prosecuting these parents and all of that. I mean, do we have what's our correctional system like? Do we have enough spaces for even for criminals, let alone stashing parents who are not taking care of their children properly in prisons also? So the problem's been created, And yes, government can or should, engage in, like I think it was a previous message I read, in massive enlightenment campaigns to let people know that they shouldn't give birth to children they can't take care of. But then again, also based on the previous message I read out, I mean, government can't go into people's homes, bacha or otherwise, to go and monitor their procreation activities. You can't do that, you know. But the point is, we do have a problem on our hands right now, and something must be done. But because even if we start a massive campaign today, and every parent, which is unlikely, every adult decides, you know what, I won't give birth to children that I can't take care of. Even if that happens from today, it doesn't change the fact that we have a tendency that needs to be dealt with, you know. Going to Facebook right now. David Ini on Facebook goes, I saw those kids on Sunday night on top of the Rumuokoro Flyover, and they told the senior man, now here with the, and they told me, senior man, now here with the crusher. Oh, okay, alright. Adams goes, it's bad when you see these kids gallivanting everywhere, causing menace in society. They are the cultists we are seeing disturbing the communities already. Joseph Abai goes, the evil trend has grown and borne fruits already. Go to Rumuokoro Flyover first. Second, artillery. Those that run after buses and taxis and demand money, they are the graduates of that class. Look at their eyes. Some cuts, wounds on their faces. It's a fearful trend. It's a fearful trend indeed. So once again, I do hope that government will take this seriously. And a previous caller talked about the rehab center that was commissioned recently by the River State governor. I think I caught a bit of that on TV, and I think 200 million was given by the governor. You know, yeah, but that's a good initiative. We can take these boys off the streets and put them in that rehab center. For those of them who don't have parents or who don't have homes that they're going to, or those of them who's, I mean, it's obvious that the parents can't take care of them. We can put them there, you know, give them an education, train them in give them some skill. We can build several more of such rehab centers, and because it's a critical matter, it's a social investment, and there's nothing wrong with social investments. It's not a waste of money, because if your neighbor is hungry and is poor, how can you be said to be rich? Your fences are going to be very high, and eventually someday that neighbor will find a way to scale that fence. So social investments are a good thing. It's a proactive way to ensure some balance, to ensure that society works. Now, does it mean that everyone is going to be law-abiding? No, but you are able to limit the possibility of insecurity to a barest minimum, you know. So government needs to look into this. Corporations, organizations, associations, individuals, we all need to look into this as well, you know. And do whatever it is that we can to ensure that we're able to, you know, help our society. Because in helping others around us, we inevitably are helping ourselves. And you'll be hearing a lot about some initiatives that I'm working on as well with some other brilliant persons to provide skills for young persons in our society also. You'll be hearing about that in the coming days, in the coming weeks as well. So in our own space, in our own capacity, in your community, on your street, you know, in the local government area and the state government, let's do something about this. Because if we don't, something will happen inevitably, eventually. The bomb will explode. And by then, like someone said, we'll be deploying 5,000 men to go shut down somewhere, and local government chairman will be begging them to sheath their swords. All right, well, just about 4 o'clock right now, a break for the business news. Thanks for joining so far. When I do return, Barrister Richard Bokocha is going to be joining me for a conversation on, I think it's about, ex-finance minister Kemi Adeosun being cleared by the court. The question is, does she still have questions to answer? When I return, do please stay with us.